Hi, it's Gavin again from Lucid Computer Solutions. How are you doing? So today I wanted to do a very short and quick and hopefully easy video around backing up using Microsoft Windows on a single computer. So this is a real kind of basic approach, and a lot of the time kind of us as a business are talking about business solutions and centralized backups and server backups and cloud backups, but I wanted to bring things back to basics because I'm aware the wider audience out there could well just be concerned with a single computer or a couple of computers, and the large majority of you could well be running Windows as well, if the market share statistics are all correct, of course. So let's delve into this. So what are we talking about? So using Microsoft Windows, it does have a real basic built-in backup facility, but you need to turn it on. And a lot of the time, it might have been turned on automatically when your computer was originally installed and set up. However, I strongly suggest you don't just assume it's on. I think you go and check. So the particular feature I'm talking about to begin with Windows is the System Restore, which is part of Windows 10. It's also part of previous older versions of Windows, but I'm not getting into that today because they're no longer supported anyway. Well, Windows 7 at least anyway. So I'm only talking about Windows 10, but yeah, it's got the System Restore feature. You'll find this located in your advanced system settings. And if you go in and look for that, what you'll either find is that it's currently on and it's working. That's great. But you might go in there and you'll see that it's got the word off next to your computer's hard drive, which is more than likely listed as the C drive. If it's off, all you have to do is click on it, click configure, and choose the option to turn on the System Restore. And what the System Restore will do is take snapshots of your computer when any significant changes are made. So as a real basic example, if you're installing a new piece of software, your computer will take a snapshot, a System Restore point at that moment in time. And the idea is, if anything goes wrong with that software installation that makes your computer a bit unstable and a bit unusable, then you can, in theory, as long as your computer isn't too trashed, and again, I don't want to get into that, but in theory, you can roll back to how it was before you started the installation process using the System Restore point. So it's really, really handy. And believe me, as an IT pro, whatever one of them is, we still use this feature all the time. You know, when we're batting ideas around between us as a team, some of the guys might come to me and say, you know, I'm stuck with this and this on this particular computer, it's a bit upset. Literally, one of the first things I always end up saying to them is, have we tried rolling back to a System Restore point? Because it's so handy and it gets you out of trouble so many times. The reason I'm actually filming this video is because yesterday I helped a customer and their computer logging in, all their profile had gone corrupt. It appeared that they were missing files and things. It was really, really upset. But we rolled back to a System Restore point from earlier on that day. Everything sprang into life. Quick, easy, but it's got to be turned on. Can't stress that enough. Go into your advanced system settings, go and look for System Restore and turn it on. When you do turn that on, not only will you get the System Restore feature in Windows 10, you will also get the previous versions feature as well. And all that previous versions is if you've got some documents in your documents folder on your computer and they are changed in some way, or you think, oh, something's gone wrong with this file, previous versions will retain so many previous revisions of that file. It only works with certain Office documents, just to stress that. But again, as well as the System Restore, that can be quite handy too, in the fact that you might be able to roll back to a previous version of your problematic file from a week ago from 3 days ago when it was all fine, and you can use the previous versions to do that. Again, previous versions alongside System Restore will take snapshots of the files, and that will enable you to roll back individual files or individual folders as you need to. So again, really handy. It works alongside System Restore. And again, I know I'm being repetitive. Check it's turned on. You've got to. So that is built into Windows 10. That's built into all versions of Windows 10. So there's no excuse not to. It doesn't cost you any money. It's a feature which is already there. Can really save you bacon. So please do check that out. When it comes to your actual files and documents and photos and pictures and things, what I want to say on that is, yes, it's all well and good storing them on your local computer, but that shouldn't be the only place you keep them if they're critical. You need to ask yourself the question, what if my computer died tomorrow and I could no longer access it at all? Is that a problem for you or not? Because if it is, the files which you have on that computer should also ideally be in a cloud system somewhere or an external backup of some kind. So what I mean by that, for example, is you could actually, rather than keeping the files on your local computer, you could put them into likes of OneDrive or Google Drive or Dropbox, one of these facilities. So if your computer does die, yes, it's a problem, but you can get yourself up and running on another computer, sign into the relevant service, and there all your files will be sat waiting for you. So that's what's actually really important here, is if you have local files, they should be backed up, but ideally try not to. Stick them in a cloud service of some kind. If you really need to keep stuff on your local computer, or you don't want to use one of them cloud services, at least make sure you're copying them files onto something else. It could be as simple as a USB stick you plug in once a day or at least once a week, and you copy and you paste all of your files onto that, and you go and put that somewhere else, somewhere safe, so that if your computer does become unusable, you've at least got a copy of the files from a few days ago, where you can go, okay, the files are on here, I've lost a couple, but it's not the end of the world. So at least do that, if nothing else. Overall, if your PC is running some critical software, what I'm thinking of here, purely as an example, are things like Sage Accounts, payroll software, a database for some reason, because you're perhaps a one-man band and you're perhaps running your business on it and you've got accountancy tools, maybe something like that, then actually what you probably want to do is do an entire full image backup of your computer. And what that is taking a complete and utter backup of your entire system and the contents of the entire hard drive and putting it somewhere else. And again, that could be up into the cloud somewhere, but it also could be to a local hard drive which you plug into the computer via USB. You do your backup to that, and then again you remove it again afterwards and you go and store it somewhere safe. There's lots of tools which can help you with that. Windows does actually have a full image backup facility, so do check that out, again, because it's free. However, I do prefer the better, fancier products, which you do have to pay a little bit of money for. It's not much, but I quite like products, for example, from Acronis. Using their imaging tools is really, really great. There are others out there, but I particularly like that one as an example. It's generally super reliable. So check something like that out if you really want to cover everything. So ideally, you've got your computer and you've got System Restore turned on your computer. That's your starting point. If you've got any local documents and you want to think about putting them into a Dropbox, a Google Drive or a OneDrive, if you're not doing that, you need to be copying them files to something external like a USB drive on a regular basis. And then finally, if your computer is really super important, the setup of it, the software overall on it, you need to consider using a drive imaging tool and backing it up to an external hard drive or up into a cloud service of some kind. You can never have enough backups. That's what I'm saying here. There'll be backups, which I talked about at the beginning with System Restore, which helps you get up and running. But then there's backups for your actual files as well, which is generally more important actually. The data's more important, but you can never have enough backups. So check out all these ideas and implement some today. You've been warned. If you don't do any of this, then you're potentially asking for trouble, aren't you, if something bad goes wrong. So yeah, please give that some thought. And likewise, give some thought to smashing the like button for me. If this video has been helpful or just giving you a few ideas, please do smash the like button for me. It really helps grow our channel. Likewise, please do subscribe to the channel. We're releasing new content all the time. And feel free to comment on the video with your ideas and your thoughts. I aim to get back to everybody personally, so please feel free to do that. And use the links below to connect with me on the likes of LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram. So that's me, Gavin from Lucid Computer Solutions, wrapping things up. See you next time.